In the dim light of the healing chamber on Teldara IX, the atmosphere hummed with a calming energy, not unlike a cozy earth cafe if one squinted hard enough. Bioluminescent booths resembling sleek cocoon pods lined the rounded walls, each casting a gentle glow and thrumming softly with the soothing vibrations of neural synthesis technology. The air was tinged with subtle scents of various remedial metacrylics, wafting like hints of herbal teas, while alien baristas, slender creatures with graceful movements, served patrons tailored therapeutic concoctions designed to remedy diverse ailments of both alien and human nature. Dr. Zara Vivon, a seasoned healer with 10 years of experience among the stars, stood before an intricate device pulsating with vibrant, erratic colors. Her brow furrowed in deep concentration as the scanner flickered uncertainly, barely registering more than a feeble signal. She'd encountered myriad injuries and malfunctions throughout her travels, yet nothing prepared her for this particular case. "Are you sure you're not being dramatic? Did you fall off your hoverboard again?" she quipped, cautiously glancing towards the patient reclined awkwardly on the examination cushion before her. That tone of exasperation was almost instinctive, honed through a decade of dealing with the overdramatic tendencies of Earthlings. "No, I told you. I simply got knocked over during the demonstration," Kyle shot back, shifting slightly and wincing in discomfort. An ice pack lay against a swirling bruised patch on his forearm, the colors shifting ominously from violet to a deep, unsettling indigo. "I'm telling you, it might seem like an intergalactic calamity to you professionals, but really it's just a bruise. A nasty one, sure, but a bruise all the same. So let's not panic before the cosmos goes spiraling out of control." He flashed a grin, a flicker of mischief dancing in his eyes as if it were all just a joke. Zara stifled a laugh, her finger pinching the bridge of her nose. Despite the humor threading through their exchanges, she knew Kyle all too well. His disarming demeanor often concealed a deeper vulnerability, layers hidden beneath casual bravado. This was the aftermath of their many shared adventures, where injuries were commonplace, surviving a narrow escape from a collapsing star or an encounter with a territorial creature. "Just a bruise," a deep voice interrupted, drawing their attention. Sid'krai, an enormous glipona, approached the examination area. His form was imposing, adorned with unique tresses that flowed like cascading vines shimmering with iridescent colors. His brilliant sapphire eyes reflected an otherworldly wisdom that belied his size. "We do not traditionally differentiate between just a bruise and, say, total limb degradation," he remarked, his voice rich and melodic, laced with the wisdom of his species. He gestured with one of his long, tapering fingers, fluidly inviting both men and women alike into the sanctuary of his care. "Bruises disrupt energy flow. This must be acknowledged and remedied appropriately to prevent chronic complications." "Hey, I'm all about living on the edge of cosmological healing," Kyle replied, his smirk barely fading. "But I'm pretty sure I'm not some account of zealous danger. Just a minor mishap, folks, nothing to panic over." "We are trained healers, not risk assessors," Zara interjected, stepping closer to examine Kyle. She leaned in, her voice firm yet gentle. "It's classified as a fiery expanse bruise. These should be remedied." "Says the glipona," he interrupted, arching an eyebrow, sarcasm trickling into his playful tone. But his facade wavered, the earnestness in Sid'krai's deep gaze causing his bravado to falter ever so slightly. "Really, Kyle, the bruise could lead to complications." Zara's tone sharpened, her concern layered with a serious undertone. "Even if it doesn't seem significant to you, we can't ignore the gravity of a potential aggravation." "Can we chill? It's just a bruise." Kyle's melodramatic spirit brightened the sterile room, infused with humor. He struck a pose, clutching his forearm like a reluctant hero who had narrowly escaped disaster. Sid'krai blinked slowly as he processed the enthusiastic nonchalance humans so often exhibited. For his species, bruises were often celebrated. They were badges of survival and intensity, stories etched into flesh. He couldn't suppress a mild smile as he observed Kyle's carefree demeanor, yet the irritation still flickered at the edge of his expression. Should such reckless spirit translate into the heart of our matter, Sid'krai turned back to Zara, prompting a shared glance between them that conveyed their collective exasperation. "Shall we proceed with caution?" With a determined sigh, Zara twisted her long chestnut hair into a hasty bun, fixing both of them with a steely gaze. "Right, let's run some tests. I'd hate to have just a bruise burden my conscience later on. Kyle chuckled again, his bravado flickering but unyielding. And I'd hate to ruin your illustrious career as the leading healer on Teldara. Whatever you say, Doc. The room buzzed with the vibrant displays of various healing devices and diagnostic machines, promising to unlock the myriad mysteries of the universe. Zara stepped back into focus, silently paring down Kyle's obvious resistance. Okay, Sid, could you grab an intergram from under the examination bed? Of course, Dr. Vivon, Sid'krai boomed, his voice mellowing in response to her. He took a grand step toward the examination area, every movement of his limbs pulsing with latent energy as he sought out the tools needed for the procedure. In that moment, Zara allowed herself a brief reflection on this beautifully unconventional family entwined by duty and friendship, a wild-hearted human with his burdens of ease and a deliberate glipona whose demeanor tilted resolutely toward intricacies of life. Their journeys were boundless and chaotic, yet they complemented one another with a certainty few could fathom. Turning her attention back to Kyle, Zara softened slightly, her expression betraying the warmth of camaraderie. You need to comprehend the nuances of healing beyond Earth's grasp, okay? Just humor me, Kyle. Nah, he laughed, persisting in sprightly defiance. I'm really just a bruise, nothing significant. As Zara initiated the intricate procedure, different emotions intertwined. Each diagnostic probe seemed to tug at secrets, hidden just beneath the surface imperfections of doubt, the weight of resilience things neither of them could yet comprehend. And as she murmured reassurances to Kyle, the unfamiliar energies crackled around them, resonating against the complexities of their friendship. The truth hovered, shimmering in the air like a warning. If Kyle was just a bruise, then what immense challenge loomed beyond the visible? What cosmic fate oriented the threads interweaving their lives, pushing them toward profound revelations waiting just around the corner? With that question at the forefront of her thoughts, she wove together the advanced scanners and tools. Neither of them knew how the healing process would unveil deeper truths about themselves, each step toward healing ushering in waves of consequences neither had anticipated. Nothing in the realm of healing quite prepares one to face the complexities hidden below the skin. But as they delved deeper into this procedure, laughter and humor, the bonds of friendship socketed them into the haunting thrill of what lay ahead. The moment hung in the air, electric and fragile as the energy around them coalesced into a pulsing core of light. Kyle felt the resonance of his injury flaring like a beacon, an ache that had morphed into something formidable, binding him with Zara and Sid'krai in unexpected synergy. Now, Zara shouted, her voice ignited by fierce determination, breathe into the flow. Let it carry you, let it carry all of us. Kyle inhaled deeply, drawing from the kaleidoscope of energies flooding through him, feeling the shimmer of Zara's spirit pulse next to his, steady and guiding. Sid'krai's grounding presence melded with theirs, creating a triad of strength. This was not merely about pain, but about leveraging it, using every ounce of vulnerability to feed resilience against the approaching storm. As they established their connection, waves of energy began to spiral around them, climbing higher until they formed a protective force field, shimmering with hues of turquoise and crimson. The foundational strength of it all turned palpable, defying the chaos on the other side of the crack in the hangar. To escape our struggle is to diminish the power within it, Sid'krai murmured, focus locking in on the vortex surrounding them. His eyes glowed with intensity, astute and unwavering, mirroring the vastness of the cosmos intertwined with their fates. We must not merely resist, we must absorb, redirect. With each unified breath, Kyle felt the tether of their energy weaving like fine threads through the fabric of reality, tapping into the heart of the storm that raged outside. He could feel the unknown energy outside, threatening yet vibrant, calling out to him, eager to crack open the universe further. All right, Kyle said, voice firm. Let's redirect it. I'll channel what I can from my bruise. It's definitely shouting for attention right now. Then, let us harmonize our intent, Zara instructed, actively knitting her thoughts and spirit around Kyle's perceptions. Feel the network of energy, Kyle. Embrace it, and don't let fear guide your emotions. Let the serum of your pain bring forth your power. Within the swirling brilliance that encased them, moments became echoes of the past, memories illuminating like constellations. Adventures shared, Laughter spilling forth through crises, every bruise he had collected felt like a stone in a river, shaping his reality into a torrent of strength, a narrative reinforcing resilience play woven through their interstellar escapades. The eruption of brightness peaked, filling the air with clarity, housing both peace and chaos in vibrant equilibrium to combat the encroaching flares outside. They had become amplifiers of connection, united under their burgeoning strength of trio vibrating in harmony. The pulsating light surged forth, arcing toward the fissured hangar. It enveloped nearby survivors seeking refuge in desperation. The moment solidified their purpose, not merely to shield themselves, but to safeguard those around them, to revive hope amid despair. On my count. Zara's voice pierced the vibrating core of their energies. Together. Unify. 3, 2, 1. With a breath of audacity, they released into the gathering storm. The radiant beam shot outward, an extension of their collective will, fusing with the raw energy throwing itself vehemently towards them. A collision, a dance the light and chaos collided, resonating with a force that cracked the very fabric of their reality. The vibrant energies collided before them, forming a magnificent luminescent cyclone. For an ephemeral moment, time slowed, molded by their combined essence as hope flared, igniting flames of courage, even as darkness clawed its way to infiltrate the station. Together. Kyle yelled into the vastness, the fervor of their united voices piercing through the cacophony. "This is ours. We will not break." In that fleeting breath, Kyle felt the locker of energy within him lead the charge as though awakening a dormant force that pulsed through his veins, connecting to something far grander than he ever anticipated. The bruise on his arm resonated back, a reflection of his resolve scattering vibrations of strength that rippled through everyone, the station, the galaxy beyond. And from the core of their strength emerged a shield, not merely protecting them from harm, but transforming the violent tide into a stunning spectacle. Like an artist's brush painting vivid strokes across a canvas, they redirected the wave, crafting it with delicate precision into a sphere of calm, weaving threads of harmony in the chaos. Then, the crescendo reached its apex. With an almighty roar, the energies fused as one, rippling outward in a radiant pulse that enveloped the spacecraft, a shimmering tapestry of light expanding further and wider. For an anguished moment, the cacophony of alarms fell mute, replaced by a hum resonating with united life. Around them, fear began to erode, replaced by an ethereal calm, a testament to their strength and unity battling the tide. As the storm raged, the trio stood rooted at the heart of comprehension, bearing witness to the swirling chaos transforming into something beautiful beyond comprehension. They were not isolated beings clothed in their struggles, but rather a mighty coalescence of determination, defiance, their fates entwined like threads woven into a singular tapestry of resilience. Light surrounded them, encasing them, drawing in strays of lost souls. They transfixed the flickering radiance of hope into every corner of the chamber, each of them a note within a much grander symphony, sustained amid the maelstrom, igniting strength in those who had once been overwhelmed by fear. Then, in the effulgence of that moment, Zara looked into Kyle's eyes, understanding flickering like flames beneath the surface. "We did it. Together." "Together," Kyle echoed, relief washing over his features, realization blooming in the corners of his heart. The gnawing fear they had carried melted. What had once felt like an overwhelming burden had unfurled into the potential brushstrokes of a greater narrative. With Sid'krai's gentle but firm presence and Zara's indomitable spirit anchoring them, they stood on the precipice of possibility, bearing witness to ripples forged from the depths of their struggles, the wounds that bound them, thereby revealing the luminous path ahead. As the overwhelming chaos began to recede, the healing chamber became a sanctuary of awakened unity, a sanctuary that embodied the essence of connection, the spirit of healing that transcended the constraints of mere flesh and chaos, unfolding an infinite potential of what it meant to be truly whole. Their bruises still marked their skin, yet within them were vessels of strength, transformed into stories of resilience intertwined with light. What truly mattered wasn't merely surviving the storm, it was how they reshaped their path as creators of hope, together facing the swirling light of possibility that stretched endlessly before them. And beneath the azure and violet glow surrounding them, they stood rooted in the heart of their testament, champions woven into the very fabric of the cosmos itself. In the stillness that followed, a tranquil aura enveloped the healing chamber, soaking through the walls of Teldara IX like an embrace. Kyle, Zara, and Sid'krai stood together, their energies still thrumming from the intensity of their shared endeavor. The storm outside, once a harbinger of chaos, now whispered promises of new beginnings. The atmosphere hummed with a serene vibrancy, casting soft shadows as light flitted playfully across their faces. Each contained within their own thoughts, they experienced the gravity of what they had achieved together. Kyle turned, his expression a mosaic of wonder and apprehension. "So what now?" he asked, his voice breaking the delicate silence, yet maintaining the reverence of the moment. Zara regarded him thoughtfully, her keen intellect turning over the implications of their triumph. "Now we have to understand what just happened. There was a shift, a transformation. You're not just a human with a bruise anymore, Kyle. You've uncovered a conduit to something profound." "It's more than a bruise," Kyle echoed, eyes lighting up as he spoke. "It's a link between worlds. I could feel it. Something larger than any of us." He glanced at Sid'krai, who seemed intrigued by the notion as well. Sid'krai nodded, his gaze thoughtful. "The Scythian belief holds that injuries, physical and emotional, are pathways to deeper understanding. Your bruise may be a manifestation of something greater. It could symbolize a connection point, bridging your humanity and the Scythian experience." Zara's sparkled with revelation. "What if we explore that link? There may be hidden abilities, latent in energies that have been awakened through this experience. We should investigate it further. The potential is boundless." "Count me in." Kyle grinned, the youthful spark returning to his demeanor. The weight of the chaos had evaporated, replaced with a buoyant sense of possibility. "What do we need to do?" "We need to establish a deeper connection," Zara explained, excitement bubbling within her. "If we can create a consistent energy flow, then we can explore the abilities that this link grants us. We simply need the right environment to cultivate this understanding." Sid'krai interjected, his tone grave yet lively. "We must create a safe space. Let us not forget how chaotic energy can twist if mishandled. We should channel our experiences with intention." Together, they devised a plan. They would create a conduit to amplify Kyle's newfound energy, allowing him to safely explore the depths of their interconnection. The chamber transformed, shifting under their foresight, a comforting haven woven from the very essence of their shared triumph. As the healing chamber adapted, the soft glow of bioluminescent walls pulsed with renewed vibrancy, creating a sanctuary for exploration. With the storm's aftermath echoing outside, a gentle reminder of their victory, the trio turned their focus inward. "Sit in a circle," Zara instructed, her voice brimming with authority as she directed them into their designated space. "Let's align our energies once more. Sid, I want you to anchor the center. Kyle, let your bruise be the focal point. I will guide us through the synthesis of our energies. Together we can channel this understanding." Kyle took a deep breath, centering himself as he settled into a spot facing both companions. Sid'krai positioned himself opposite, his immense form curling protectively, his allure amplifying the sanctity of the space. Zara situated herself at the side, forming a bridge between them. "Remember what we achieved," she urged, her voice steady and grounding. "We are not fighting against the storm, we are learning from it. Allow the connection to flow freely." In synchrony, they closed their eyes, establishing a collective rhythm that tapped into the memories and emotions swirling within. As they breathed in unison, a cocoon of soft light enveloped them, resonating softly until it grew into a pulsing heartbeat. "Channel your thoughts, Kyle. Visualize how the energy flows from you, past the bruise, into the collective," Zara instructed, her voice gentle yet firm, anchoring their focus. Kyle imagined the power surging from his arm, a radiant glow spilling outward. He envisioned it threading through their circle, a flowing stream that connected him to Zara and Sid'krai, wrapping them in a luminous embrace. "Good. Just like that." Sid'krai's booming voice resonated with a calming presence. "Be fearless in sharing your energy. Our bond makes us stronger." Kyle focused on the glow, letting it expand from his being. As it enveloped Sid and Zara, he felt the energies intertwine, harmonizing into a vibrant tapestry that pulsed with life. Each strand of connection radiated warmth, illuminating hidden shadows and unveiling new layers of understanding. Now, what about the fears we hold? Kyle murmured, feeling the tendril of anxiety gnaw at the edges of their unity. Is there a way for us to confront those as a group? Zara's voice was a steady beacon. Yes, acknowledging fears brings clarity. It's part of our path to healing. Transform fear into wisdom. Taking a deep breath, Kyle surrendered to the moment, letting the ethereal energy guide him. I've always been afraid of not belonging, of being seen as just human. The vulnerability threaded through his words, resonating deeply. Coming into this journey, I feared my limitations. But now, with this connection, I see something larger. Maybe I can belong somewhere. Zara nodded with a knowing gaze, and Sid'krai spoke softly. You belong not solely by your prowess, but by your heart. The spirit you bring ignites pathways to those who cross them. Fear is but the shadow of our potential. With those words lingering in the air, Kyle sent a pulse of energy through their circle, a wave of golden light that surged and intensified. He visualized each fear they carried, transforming it into light, weaving them into a lattice of understanding. Zara's voice joined Kyle's vision. As we let go of the anxieties that tether us, we can transform them into wisdom that propels us forward. Share your burdens, and we shall take them on together. In response, Sid'krai surged the energy forward, amplifying their unified intent. I fear the fragility that exists within my nature, the duality of strength and gentleness. He felt the energy shift, becoming more potent as they acknowledged each other's vulnerabilities. As they spoke, the air crackled with vivid color, each word drawing luminous threads from the center of their circle, vibrant manifestations of their fears unfurling like petals on a flower. No longer shall we remain tethered, Kyle shouted, commit to their newfound determination. We are a chorus singing against the chaos. Each harmonizing voice transforms our fears into strengths. The vibrant light surged, casting shadows that danced across the walls. The energy amplified, spiraling and weaving, creating a swirling tempest of color, their fears melding into strength, as they embraced the vulnerability that had pulled them into the depths of their connection. As the energy surged, a vision flashed before them, a torrential storm, laden with vibrant colors of chaos that transformed into a jagged landscape, morphing into something beautiful. Storm clouds relinquished their power, forming a flowering horizon of hope framed against infinity. This is it, Zara exclaimed, exhilaration lacing her words. We're not just facing adversity, we're redefining it through our bonds. The brilliance of their collective energies flared, illuminating every corner of the chamber as they drew closer to the core of understanding, where each dim shadow began evolving into a light of possibility. Let us unite our souls and journey deeper. Sid'krai rumbled, invigorated, rallying between their lights. Awaken that which binds us, let us cultivate the vitality within. They joined hands, eyes open to see the brilliance of one another, a constellation of radiant souls interwoven in a tapestry of strength. They formed connections, cultivated empathy, and released themselves from the chains of their isolation. With a powerful surge, a wave of understanding cascaded through them, like the storm giving rise to a gentle rain. Each conflict they held within gradually fell away, their essence became a portal, opening up to worlds filled with connection, compassion, and vibrant exploration. Time slipped away as they shared stories, recollections of hope dispelling despair. The energy gathered in a dazzling crown above them, swirling together until it transformed into a singular beam cascading through the healing chamber, a brilliant star illuminating their path. As the storm subsided outside, the landscape began to unfurl, a canvas revealing the majesty of worlds transformed by their essence, daring them to step forth into the shimmering horizon. With renewed determination, Kyle, Zara, and Sid'krai opened their hearts and intertwined their paths, stepping boldly into the myriad possibilities flourishing just beyond their grasp. Hand in hand, they left the healing chamber, a nexus of light where science and the arcane converged, propelled toward adventures yet uncharted, unified in heart and spirit, determined to embrace whatever lay ahead. Together, they were more than just friends, they were interwoven destinies, champions of unity in a vast, vibrant universe. The echoes of victory resounded in the air, a mingling of laughter and relief that buzzed around Kyle and his companions. As the shadows dissipated and the shimmering creatures fluttered around them, it felt as if the whole world had exhaled. They stood together on the vibrant surface of Teldara IX, a living testament to resilience and interconnectedness. Zara's eyes sparkled with renewed fervor. This is what we aim to achieve by pooling our strengths and embracing our vulnerabilities. We not only confronted chaos but directed it into harmony. Exactly, Ulzar chimed in, the weight of earlier uncertainty lifted from his shoulders. Every hurdle we faced summoned forth the latent energy in our bonds. We've transformed chaos into clarity and strength. His voice carried the cadence of an awakening spirit. Sid'krai nodded in solemn affirmation, his previously towering presence now radiating a grounded steadiness, embodying the very essence of leadership they had come to rely on. Let us not forget the shadows that lingered, he intoned, his words grave yet filled with purpose. While we have triumphed today, the cosmic dance of disruption may not yet be finished. We must remain vigilant. Kyle's heart swelled with admiration for his companions. They were a dynamic blend of strength, intelligence, and intuition. What we did today proves we can stand together. We drew energies that transcended our limitations. He paused, tone growing contemplative. But Sid's right, we need to stay prepared. This harmony must be nurtured. As if echoing his sentiment, the shimmering fauna swirled around them, a gossamer embrace of energy resonating with the echoes of their collective journey. Kyle could feel their presence, soothing the remnants of unease, grounding the group as they began to step back from the precipice of fear. The creatures have sensed our intent and responded, Zara observed, a smile creeping across her lips. They embody the vibrant energies we've redirected. They are a mirror to our shared strength. By aligning with them, we will harness their guidance. I wish to understand them, their patterns and rhythms, Ulzar said, enthusiasm brightening his features. If we delve deeper into their consciousness, we may unravel layers of the energy we have yet to tap into successfully. With the group's shared resolve, they began to flow into a new synergy, a deeper exploration of the vibrancy that permeated Teldara IX. In quiet unity, they spread their arms wide, welcoming the energy of the creatures as they surged forth, shimmering and intertwining, tapping into the very essence of life on the planet. Synchronized in breath, the group formed a circular bond, energy swirling beneath their feet, amplifying with each second as they attuned to their surroundings. Their hearts beat as one, fine-tuning their frequency to resonate with the pulsing energies enveloping them. From the peripheral, the creatures aligned, twisting in intricate dances that entwined around the quartet, creating luminous patterns dancing in the air. With an ache of exhilaration, Kyle found his voice rising to match the rhythm. A melody emerged, raw yet harmonious, punctuated by joyful laughter and heartfelt connection. Together we flourish, Kyle proclaimed, letting the joyous energy escape into the ether. We are threads woven in a vast tapestry, and now our vibrancy aligns with creation itself. The energy intensified, colors brighter and more vivid than he had ever seen, casting them all in a radiant glow. It was as if the very essence of Teldara sang in harmony with their declaration, a living response dancing around them, enveloping them in the spirit of adventure and unity. Suddenly, a shimmering figure detached itself from the group of creatures, its luminescent form seeming to condense into a delicate orb. It floated gracefully toward Kyle, enveloping him in iridescent warmth, emanating wisps of soothing colors that cocooned him. "What is this?" Kyle asked in awe, and the orb pulsed gently in response, mirroring the beat of his heart. "It is a manifestation of the emotional current we have awakened," Sid'krai explains, wonder blooming in his voice. "The local consciousness responds to your connection, illuminating the truth that exists within." Zara raised her hand, establishing a beam of connection that linked her to the orb. "We must listen. This energy yearns to communicate. Let it guide us towards understanding its significance." As the orb pulsed, images began to flicker within its core, landscapes of vibrant flora and fauna dancing together, intertwined roots descending into the ground, spurring life as they nourished each other. Kyle felt its energy wisdom unfolding as it conveyed a narrative of empathy and communion, reflecting the enmeshment of chaos and harmony that defined existence. "It's beautiful," he breathed, recognizing the depth of knowledge imprinted in the shimmering light. "This world is alive with symbiotic energy, learning and adapting. It shows that struggle only enriches the bonds we form." Zara leaned closer, mesmerized by the radiant storytelling. And as we grapple with our own uncertainties, this consciousness reveals that healing is a journey, a process born from hope and collaboration. The orb shimmered brighter, its radiance rejecting the encroaching dark that could yet threaten their newfound understanding. Together, they reached into the orb's essence, an extension of their collective bond that sparked waves of clarity. "Let us become a vessel for this knowledge," Zara suggested, her voice steady and filled with love. "With this understanding we can guide not just ourselves but the beings around us to embrace healing." The orb pulsed in affirmation, and as they allowed that energy to flow through them, they began to shape a pool of understanding, a collective reservoir of light that encased their surrounding creatures. "Let us draw forth the echoes of our shared journey," Kyle intoned, feeling his heart pound in rhythm with the energy coursing around him. "Together we illuminate pathways, sowing trust and understanding, feeding the potential of what lies ahead. Becoming more than just individuals fighting chaos, we shall embody the tapestry that connects us." In that moment they unfurled their energies, spiraling outward like ribbons strung across a vast expanse, merging with the orb and igniting the threads of belonging that twisted in every direction around them. The creatures exhaled in joyous response, their resonance reflecting a grand symphony of connection that coursed through all beings of Teldara, transcending the boundaries of species. An invisible bridge expanded beyond the coordinates of their shared consciousness, spanning the surface of the planet. Warmth enveloped the chamber where energies had once clashed, energizing the quiet spirits of the flora and fauna, allowing them to thrive anew. Together, they implored Zara, crafting the thread of harmony, Sid'krai grounding them with unwavering strength, Zara weaving introspection and understanding, and Kyle sending forth waves of emotion and connection. When it spread across Teldara, the essence culminated in an explosion of light, a beautiful, harmonizing tapestry illuminating the cosmos in echoes of unity, healing, and bright beginnings. In their hearts, triumph ignited a flame, a commitment to uphold this light, nurturing it as a legacy for the worlds they traversed. Love, compassion, and tethered aspirations embraced not just their circle but stringing forth invitations to connect with the universe. And among the swirling energies, bathed in illumination, Kyle understood the power of their bond was transformative, not just for them but for all beings singed by fear. The bruises that formed upon their spirits could merely become conduits for a life of purpose. With hearts intertwining across the dimensions of existence, they emerged not only as heroes of cosmic conflicts, but as stewards of peace, brave enough to face their darkest fears and sources of chaos, determined to light the way for others. As they stepped back from the unfolding energies, embraced by the glimmering creatures, Kyle found his voice once more, bursting forth with joy. "Together we can do anything. This was never just a bruise, it's the beginning of our journey." Their laughter filled the air, woven through bonds burgeoning with possibilities as they stepped forth, pioneers of healing into the great unknown, ready to navigate a universe alive with promise and new horizons. The vessel glided seamlessly toward the heart of chaos, every pulse offering a symphony of energies at their fingertips. The glow intensified, casting an enchanting hue across the cockpit as their surroundings transformed a mesmerizing panorama of swirling colors that danced like auras in the night sky. "Approaching the epicenter now," Zara stated, his voice filled with both anticipation and awe. The luminescent turbulence ahead radiated a spectrum of emotions, each note in the grand symphony of the universe whispering of hidden stories aching to be told. "All systems are stable," Zara reported, her fingers deftly manipulating the controls. The holographic displays flickered with intricate patterns of energy resonating around them, thriving on the essence exuded from their past trials. "Our combined intent is creating a resonance with the storm. We can harness its power." Kyle felt the vibrations thrumming through the ship, a warm pulse seamlessly syncing with his heartbeat. "We've got this. Let's share our message, let's show the universe what connection really means." The ship firmed itself, activating beneath their command as the collective energy surged. They floated at the threshold of the storm, poised to dive deeper into the cosmic dance that awaited them. "Now, everyone," Sid'krai's massive form leaned forward, a grounding presence exuding encouragement. "Let us merge our wills and weave our intentions into the oscillations of energy. We will create a beacon of hope." Hand in hand, they steadied themselves, each heartbeat echoing with resolve. As they centered their focus, Kyle envisioned the bruises that stitched their stories together, the chaos that had stirred their spirits and left behind echoes of lessons learned. "Let the resonance of our journey, our laughter, our tears flow through this moment," he exclaimed, sensing the surge build within them. "Together we illuminate the shadows of despair with empathy and love." A radiant hum enveloped the ship, coating them in a mantle of warmth as they directed their intentions outwards. The swirling, chaotic energies responded, a harmonious chorus resonating around them as they stood at the precipice of change. "Healing is born from shared experiences," Zara added, her voice swelling with energy as they tapped into the essence that buzzed between them. "We are not just survivors, we are conduits of connection. We claim our narrative as a force for transformation. Let the stories of our past guide those who feel lost in their chaos," Zara affirmed, amplifying the resonance as it echoed through the vessel, arcing outwards like starlight across the weaving cosmos. With one final pulse, the vibrant glow surged and erupted outward, a magnificent wave cascading into the storm. It undulated with every shared heartbeat, intertwining their aspirations and the tactile energy around them. In an exhilarating display, the chaotic flowers reformed, weaving into a mesmerizing geometric pattern. Their resonance infused with hope danced across the heart of the storm. The once turbulent energies began to stabilize, reflecting the beautiful nuances of their disparate paths interlacing into a cohesive whole. "We're doing it," Kyle shouted, exhilaration flooding through him as he saw the storm morphing into a radiant beacon in the expanse. Waves of color expanded, releasing tendrils of light like blossoms emerging from darkness, nourishing the energy through the currents of the galaxy. The ship hummed in response, vibrating with every pulse of the storm as it twisted into a dynamic simulation of life and energy. It became a celestial tapestry, bursting with voices, echoes of those who felt isolated, recalling stories of resilience filtered through the current of hope they had ignited. "We are bridging the gap," Zara exclaimed, her voice enthralling as it reverberated through the very core of their beings. "This is a cosmic synchronization, linking lives across dimensions. Allow this moment to reach those who seek healing." From deep within the heart of the vibrant blossom, sparks ignited, lighting up the dark fabric of space. Each spark unfurled, cascading like shooting stars, each laced with a shared complexity of experience, uncovering joys and pains, love and loss, every flicker embedding the truth they held. With the intensity of their moment fueling their journey, Kyle glimpsed flashes of understanding in the cosmos. He felt echoes of those around them, the thrilling awareness of lives flickering at the periphery. As the chaotic pattern evolved, strange and beautiful intertwinings coalesced. Teldara IX was transformed, a living entity now singing songs of connection, wearing its scars with dignity, its energy poignant and profound, wrapping the cosmos in an embrace of healing. "More. Keep pushing," Sid'krai commanded, his unwavering tone a call for perseverance. "Our light must be felt far and wide. Let it be a lifeline to those who have lost theirs." In unison, they unified their intentions, reaching out once more to nurture that emotional resonance. Their bonds became the foundation of resilience, connecting to every pulse that reverberated through the growing luminescence. "It is time we reaffirm our dedication," Kyle encouraged, feeling emboldened. "Let those in the shadow know they are not alone, that we, each one of us, were once lost but now flourish amidst the harmony found in connection." "I can feel them," Zara whispered, his brow furrowed in concentration.